DocuNECT Documents module is specifically designed for transactional content management. Transactional content management encompasses documents that result in a transaction, like loan documents, corporate reports, banking or member documents, purchase orders and invoices, case files such as medical records, housing authority documents and insurance claims, executed contracts, and there are many more examples of these. I'm logged into my DocuNECT system and I've accessed the system with a user that has access to the Documents module. You can see I've got a tree on the left hand side. Now this is similar to the tree that you have in your File Explorer, except it's slightly different. We've got cabinets here at the highest level. Now cabinets in DocuNECT parlance is grouping together groups of documents that are of a similar type and similar index data. Don't forget, index data, if you've seen some of the other videos, are the data that we've extracted from the document itself or entered and associated against the document so we can better classify and search for it. So for example, if I click on New Search within my Accounts Payable cabinet, you'll see that here are the index values that are in that cabinet, invoice number, invoice amount, and so forth. If I do the same within Corporate Documents, you'll see that I have a different set. And finally, if I click on Loans, you'll see that I have only index values associated with loans. One characteristic of a transactional content management system is it stores very large quantities of documents. So in our File Explorer on our desktop, we may have a nested folder structure because that makes sense. We don't have too many documents we want to interact with. And the same is with other systems like SharePoint and so forth. But when you've got millions and millions of loans, it's not efficient to actually browse down a folder structure. So you just want to click in and go under the search and enter a loan number or a borrower name or whatever information you want to identify your loans. There are situations, though, where a folder structure might be applicable. For example, in my corporate documents where I've got contracts and procedures and other things, I may want to have a folder structure. So if you look at corporate documents, I've got the extra node of folders and I've got my category and subcategory of documents. And if I click on customer services, you'll see that it just brings up one document and it's got category and subcategory here. Now, in DocuNECT, the folders are linked to certain index values so they can never be out of date. If I change the subcategory folder of this document or the index value, then it will immediately change what folder it's displayed in, so you don't have to keep the two in sync. To demonstrate the high-level security, if I log in as Fred Smith here and then go to the Documents module, you'll notice that Fred has one more cabinet than Bruce Bolton did when he logged in. All cabinets at the highest level can be made available or not available to certain roles within the system. If I want to search documents, there are three ways of doing it. There's a global search, which is in the Documents tree node, and also in the menu bar anywhere in the system. I can enter a value in here, a criteria, and it will search all cabinets for not only the index values that contain that criteria, but if we've made that cabinet's content available to the full text search engine, it will also display a snippet of that as well. So for example, if I enter the word Bruce Bolton and I hit search, then you will see that Bolton's come up in multiple cabinets. He's got a document employee review in human resources. He originated a corporate document and he's an invoice approver on a couple of invoices as well. If I want to refine my search a little bit more, and let's go into loan files and click on New Search, then I can search by one of the index values and or the content of the document if it's been made available to the search engine. So for example, if I want to do loan number that contains 01, then I put asterisk around it and there it brings up the information there. If I want to do loan 1 where the document type equals, let's say, appraisal, then it whittles down my search to just that particular document. So all these, the index values, the criteria that you enter here is you can show table data when all conditions are met or show table when any conditions are met. So it gives you a pretty granular way to try to drill down to the particular document set that you need. And if the criteria is something you want to save, then I can save this particular query. And I can make it private to me, or I can make it public to the other users that are in the system. The final search is advanced search, and that gets a little bit more granular. It's almost like a reporting interface. So if I click on the advanced search button, then the screen changes, and it gives me a little bit more flexibility to do what I want to do. So I can do loan number is not like 01, and we can do loan date is between this date and this date, and then you can actually build up some pretty powerful queries. And this is where the save is a little bit more useful, because this can produce some complex queries that you might want to reuse over and over again. Also, I can copy this link. So I can then put a hyperlink to this particular search, so I can use it in other documents and other systems. And I can toggle back to my basic search here as well. Yes, I am done. And then you can get back. So it toggles between the basic and advanced search depending on how you want to get to your documents. Now I'm going to go back. Let's work with document actions now. So I'm going to go back to my query of my loan containing 01. And here it is. If I go right-hand mouse click to get the actions menu, or I click on the finger pointer here, which is if you're on an iPad or a tablet that doesn't have a right-hand mouse click button, then you can see all the actions that are available to me. And this is driven by permissions, the roles that I've been associated with. Every one of these items has an individual permission, so you can really lock down the system. You can make it a group read-only and another group able to edit index values. So this is this next level of security about what actions are available to certain users. If I look at the indexes for a document, for example, it's got all the public indexes and it's got all the system indexes as well. And they're the ones that are recorded by the system as it's going through its process. And you may have seen other videos, demo videos in our YouTube channel that shows you how we have a module called Discovery that automates extracting some of this key data. And now you can see how it's valuable in the search. I can double click on the document to view it. And that brings up the document in our HTML5 viewer, which is also available on a tablet as well. And all the actions that I have permissions to are available on the top. And I also have access to annotations if I have permissions to them as well. Now, one useful feature is the history. Because DocuNECT's one system and it's going to manage the whole life cycle, the history contains the whole life cycle. It doesn't lose anything from any other capture product that it came from. So if I go to look at the history here and I go next, then this is when it was originally created. And you can see that there are various indexing operations as we assign certain values as it went through its life cycle. And that will continue to be. We can put it back through the life cycle. We can leave it in document management and retention, and it will store the complete history for the entire life of that document. Thanks for watching. Check out more videos on our YouTube channel. Also news, articles and notifications on LinkedIn, Twitter and our blog. And also check out our Knowledge Center. Has a lot of other documentation about DocuNECT, including the manuals.